Yo! What is up, everybody? Welcome, welcome. Am I muted? No, I'm not muted. I know what I'm doing. I know exactly what I'm doing. Howdy ho, everybody. Happy Monday to you all. Let me tighten my microphone. How is everybody? I can tell you honestly, this stream almost did not happen. For whatever reason, Verizon just disappeared on me. So it could be a fun evening. We'll see. Had to do a hard factory reset and waited 30 minutes and the thing finally decided to give me signal. So here we are. And it's a good thing, because I've got a lot of fun stuff planned for this evening. Anywhoozin'. Who we got in here? Oh, you beautiful people. Axe, what's up, buddy? I think you might be like the first person in the chat, probably like 2 weeks running. So shout out to you. BG is under the 3. Yes, this is actually kind of a reused thumbnail. I didn't have time last night or feel inspired enough to come up with something new. So you get a remake with a little animation on it. Howdy ho! What's up, Casual Cashew? Welcome, sir. Jeff, good evening to you. Did you get a new hot tub? Jeff, I feel like we've talked about this. It's not a hot tub. And no, I didn't get a new desk. Not yet, anyway. Middle Finger, what's up, man? Welcome. Welcome, welcome. How are you dealing with the dreary weather that we've had the last couple days? I guess today wasn't too bad until late this evening. Late afternoon this evening started raining. Mike Middleton, what's up? Anyone else drink coffee too late? I would love to be in that boat with you, but no, actually we have no coffee at the house, so just sipping on water. This is natural me that you're seeing this evening. Jeff Morris, yes, it's never too late for coffee. See? That's what I'm talking about. Yummy is in the chat. Welcome, sir. Good to see you as well. I hate waiting rooms. Hopefully I didn't make you wait too long. Right? It should have only been a couple minutes. It's really only there just to make sure that the stream is working, because I can play with a few things before I go live to hopefully smooth things out. Everybody have a good weekend. What'd y'all do this weekend? Did you go trick-or-treating? East Linus, what's up, by the way, man? Deshaun Evans, welcome, welcome. Wolf, all hail Dark Lord Elmo. The Karnak buffs don't look too bad. I would agree with you. I would agree with you. I think that, actually, me and Brian were talking about this. Is that our last Incursions run? I think that Angela's probably going to be the better character for just general all-around purposes. But Karnak looks like a lot of fun to play. Booker, what's up, man? Good to have you live. I'm happy to be live. Thank you to Verizon for deciding to work this evening. Let's see here. I'm usually 1 or 2. Also, I like the Where's Baldo minigame with the thumbnails, even if it's easy or a remake. Listen, I think you're the only one that plays along with that, so have fun with it. Man, I gotta get caught up in the chat here. Okay, if the studio floods, it could be a hot tub, maybe Carrie's bathtub. Listen, I have flood insurance on the place, so don't worry about that. Colin, Joel, I will never have Cavalier Crystal luck ever again. Don't say that, Colin. I pulled Null as a 6-star last week. Oh, I see where this is going. I still feel like I'm going to wake up and he won't be there. Oh, I'm kind of jealous. I'm kind of jealous. Null might be my favorite character to have come out in many, many years. Not saying he's the best. I like him. I like his animations. I like his look. I like his kit. Looks like he's a lot of fun to play. It will probably be a while till I see him, so just drank some coffee. It's good for you. John plays on mobile. Welcome to the chat. Metal Sonic, what's up, buddy? Welcome, welcome. How's 18 years old treating you? I remember being 18. That's when let me think here. That is when I cracked my vertebrae. Was I 18 or was I 19? I think I might have been 19. Yeah, be careful working out. I sound like an old man. You're not as invincible as you think. I'll put it that way. BB, is this where bald people sit back, watch, and enjoy? Yes. Oh, that was a bad idea. Get that back down. I'm really sorry about that. Really sorry about that. I mean, I'm not sorry, but yes, get your little Kool-Aid jammer and find a seat on the front row. I'm looking forward to your new desk. Who said I'm getting a new desk? I just said there was work going on in there. I didn't say it was specifically a desk. Ross, what's up, buddy? Afternoon. Welcome, Scarco. KG in the house. Well, so far, enjoying the CCP. Oh, dagger to my heart. Man, I would love to be in the CCP. What a wholesome burp. Listen, I'm just here. I'm just here for all the wholesome content. Hold on a second. Let me put this on live chat. That might help me. There it is. Plasma donation in 90 minutes, Scarco. Dude, I used to donate plasma. Can you guys see? Let me see. Right. I'm trying to line it. You probably can't see that. There's a hole. I have a hole right there. It's not really picking it up on the camera, but I donated plasma twice a week for 3 years in college, man. That was my grocery money. I got paid, you got paid based upon how heavy you were, because they would take more plasma out of you the bigger you were. So if you were over 185, I think you got paid like 30 bucks the first time, and I think like 50 bucks the next time, something like that. And at that point, like, I was right on like 185. If I had a big breakfast, I could push myself over. After the pterodactyl last stream, I watched mainly for the noises. There will probably be a couple noises this evening. Fair enough. Why don't you apply to be in the CCP? I actually did, Jordan. I applied right around the time that I got back into the game. So it would have been, I don't know, like 3 weeks ago? 4 weeks ago? Something like that? I think it takes a while to hear back on that. We'll see. Let's start a petition for Joel. I don't think MCOC, I don't think Kabam cares a lot for me any longer. There would have been a time when I had a much more significant voice in the community, but that time is long past. You know, if the stream did not work this evening, I was actually going to sit down and work on a video for ways to fix Summer Showdown 2022. Just talking about the solo competitive in general. If you have any takes on that, I'd love to hear them, because I think I probably will still end up putting together a video on that. We can talk about it a little bit this evening. I donated it for beer money when I was in college. $100 a week was great. Yeah, when I was donating it, that was 2007, 2008, 9, 10. So yeah, with inflation, I'm sure the prices are a lot more now. Joel to the CCP, man, I would love that. That would really inspire me to start making videos, because right now it's just, man, it's so hard to be inspired to do that kind of stuff when you don't have the characters. Okay, we need to give a couple of shout outs. Let's jump over real quick to the Hall of Fame. That got cleaned up for November, but still want to give a shout out to Mr. Guy Gardner and also Accelerate. So we cleaned the floor. However, I would like to keep track of the top 3 trophies of all time. So right now that belongs to Accelerate on my right hand side, which I'd point to, but I'm just feeling a little stiff this evening. And on my left, Guy Gardner occupies 2nd and 3rd. Shout out to everybody who supported the channel in October. Much love, man. Just jumping right back into things. People picking up like it never ended. Tonight, I guess I was inspired by Null, maybe. The stream trophy for this evening is none other than World of Warcraft, specifically Wrath of the Lich King, man. That was a banger back in the day. Back in the day, man, I love that game so much. Looks like we might be dropping in and out of frame rates here. Hopefully it's okay for everybody. All right, let's go take a peek at the new characters, shall we? Shall we? Follow me. All right, let's shut this off. Let's turn this on. Got that. Got that. Got that. Give me just a second. The audio is coming through the desktop again for some reason. You might be getting like a double echo. Hang tight. Because this is also like the laptop we use for everything else in the house, every time I unplug it and bring it upstairs, all my settings seem to be screwed up when I turn it back on. Did that fix it? No, it did not fix it. Give me a moment. Monitor and output. Yes. There it is. Okay. Gotta love OBS, man. Gotta love OBS. Let's see here. Wonder if anyone has tried to apply to the CCP but accidentally and comically actually applied to be part of the Chinese Communist Party. Maybe if you get a new hot tub, I mean desk, it will impress Kabam and they will let you in the CCP. That would be... I mean, if that's all it took, okay, fine. Wait, you're giving your plasma away for free? What? Why would you do such a thing? Yeah, there's places that pay you for it. They sell it to like pharmaceutical companies. I donated in like 2011. I bet it's way more now. Maybe that could be my MCOC money. I mean, honestly, the hole in my arm is so, like, I've got so much scar tissue there that I didn't even feel anything. Like, they could have given me the needle. I could have shoved it in and just done it all myself. I look like a junkie. It's kind of sad, actually. Okie dokie. Why does Ikaris... I mean, look at this boy. Why does his profile picture look so strange, man? Background noise is a bit high. Okay, okay. Every time I say that, I turn it down, then I watch it back, and you can barely hear it. Nebula is shocking. Nebula actually looks really good, man. You think about all the use case scenarios for her, like especially as a newer account getting into the game. You pull her as one of your first 5 or 6 stars. Could be really good. I was also thinking about her regen. While it isn't super useful in most content, I bet you in the solo competitive mode, it may make the difference here and there in round wins. Just because she's got that healing. We'll see. Yeah, Ikaris looks weird, man. Not gonna lie. There's a video of him, right? Maybe I should go over to... You go pull it up on old YouTube's. YouTubes. I have a little divot in my right arm. Yeah, I guess that's the best way to explain it, is a divot. Yeah, here it is. Here it is. Let me mute this real quick. Bear with me. I didn't really get a good chance to look at their specials.
We have walked every corner of the earth. Our invisible presence felt in the crucial moments.
I wasn't like overly impressed with this, to be honest with you. I don't know. I don't know anything about the Eternals. It just didn't. It didn't get me hyped for November. I'll put it that way. So this is S1. I just wanted to see how many hits it was. So he's at... Did he start at 4? That ain't working. So he's at 4. Starts at 4. Ends at 12. So that S1 is 8 hits. I haven't taken a ton of time to read through his kit. He seems a little bit more defensive. That's going to be a rough, unblockable S1. Man, that's so cool looking. Honestly, that's what Quake should have done. You know? Like, that's what Quake's S1 should look like right there. Alright, that's easily blockable. Man, that looks good. I'm sure everybody has seen it already, but this is the first time I've really got a chance to look at it. I'm sure that's really loud. I apologize. I tell you what, man. For all of the missteps that Kabam has, the one thing that they've always been consistently getting better at is the visuals of the game. They've always been good, but they do continue to get better and better. I mean, look at that explosion. Dang. That's pretty. That's really pretty. I like that a lot. Sorry, I'm really thirsty. Don't mind me. I've been doing this intermittent fasting thing. We may talk about that more later. Okay, I want to look at this dude's kit. That's what I want to do. I want to look at his kit. I don't want to spend a ton of time on it because I'm sure you guys have spent all day looking at it, but... Ikaris looks more like Taters and Mr. Robot than Rob Stark. Actually, you know who he looks like? Speaking of Taters, he kind of looks like Ludum Taters, doesn't he? And I mean that with all respect. Ludum's a handsome guy. This is a handsome profile. He kind of looks like Ludum Taters. Except Ludum's got like curly hair, doesn't he? I'm happy they're waiting on Sandman and Quicksilver. Those animations are going to be beautiful when they finally make the champs. Yeah, there's so many cool characters in the game right now. I wish they would, and I realize it's not nearly as easy as I'm making it out to be, but man, I wish when they updated these characters like Karnak and Nebula, they don't have to redo the whole animation, but honestly, I was really hoping to see new animations specifically for Karnak. All right. This boy, we were talking about this, well, like a week ago. How are they going to make Ikaris feel different from a lot of the other cosmic characters? There's so many cosmic characters that I get that their kits are different, but they seem very similar. You know, they're all cosmic / like energy based. You know, you could lump like Quicksilver, Nova, what's the other one I'm thinking about? Super Scroll to a degree. Both Captain, Miss Marvel. There's one other one. Who else am I missing? I guess even Hercules. Oh, Airwalker. Airwalker, Hercules. Obviously, I'm not comparing these characters, right? I'm not comparing one against another. I'm just saying, in terms of playing with them, they all sort of feel similar. Obviously, I'm not saying he's as good as Hype. Don't get me wrong. Did I say Quicksilver? I meant Silver Surfer. I meant Silver Surfer. I'm just saying you could throw them all in a pile. Take Hyperion out of that. Silver Surfer, Nova, Airwalker, even Black Bolt to some degree. Now Ikaris, Miss Marvel. I don't know. They all feel like slightly tweaked renditions of one another. It's so hard to do a character that's energy based in the cosmic class different. I think they try to differentiate him by making him more defensive based. Yeah, it's all centered around that second paragraph right there. When struck by a medium attack, inflict a detonation debuff. It's like the opposite of Power Sting. So with Power Sting, you throw a special, you take damage. With this detonation, if you don't throw a special within 15 seconds, he's going to detonate at 200% energy damage. I mean, that really shouldn't be that hard to play around, right? Unless you're just in a scenario where, I don't know, maybe you've got some nodes on you where you're not... Actually, that might not be a bad idea. If you're ever placing a defender or playing solo competitive and you're in a situation where you can like drastically limit the attacker's power, then yeah, that might not be a bad option as a defender. But that's a very like narrow use case. Immune to Incinerate, immune to Shock, reduces the damage of poison. I find it interesting. I'm sure I'm missing a couple, but if you go back over the last several months of champions that have been introduced and buffed, a lot of them are taking reduced damage from poisons and bleeds. They're very suicide friendly with willpower. I just find that interesting. There's been a lot of them. Karnak obviously just came out with a very similar thing with the poison. You got Ikaris here with the poison. I-Bomb with the willpower healing. Diablo, willpower healing, reduced damage with the specials. You got Big Boy Kingpin that does the same thing. I don't know, it seems like there's kind of a concerted effort to make more characters that have more stable healing. It's just interesting. May not mean nothing, maybe a total coincidence. My take on Karnak, it's hard for me to say because I've only seen about 5 minutes worth of gameplay. I watched Cam's video today where he was doing some testing. I wasn't in there very long. It's very obvious that he's now doing more damage. I don't know. I need to do some testing. We'll put it that way. It's like, what scenario would you find yourself wanting to take Karnak over, you know, the usuals in the skill class? Would you ever take him over Fury? Would you take him over Shang-Chi? I don't know. See, it's a very different view that I have on the game now with the solo competitive, because for so long you look at the game in like this very narrow window of can you use them in Alliance War? Where at an Alliance War can you use them in a queue? Do they have some niche ability for a quest? But now with a solo competitive mode, we don't know how Kabam is going to break up the seasons. You know, if they break up the seasons and they split up I don't know, you have to use Inhumans and blah blah blah, whatever. You know, you may find a scenario where you may be thankful that you have a Karnak. I could see him as a decent attacker in the solo competitive mode for sure. The stream is literally going to be Joel talking about the update. Probably not necessary to come in and ask what he thinks. It's all good, man. It's the nature of it. People are jumping in at different times. Yeah, this evening, I don't have any like huge plans for this evening in the game. If we get around to it, I want to get in the arena and start building up my units. I'd like to be close to like 22 to 2,500 before we jump into the next piece of content. Or we just wait for the Dead Palooza to drop. I'm not sure which we're going to do next. Joel the Herc and Kitty 5-star features come tomorrow. Are you going to open up any or doing basics? I don't have enough. I don't have enough shards to do that, man. I think right now I'm at like 6,000 6-star shards. I could push myself to a feature at 5. That might not be a bad idea. We'll see what comes, man. What if Ikaris is on the node where you only gain power when he does, but lose it when he throws his special? See, yeah, I don't know the name of it either, but that's exactly what I'm saying. Okay, so he gains an energize. Each energize buff lasts indefinitely until consumed. I'll be honest. Can I be honest with you guys for a second? I don't even want to read the rest of this. I do not even want to read the rest of this. He may be a lot of fun to play, but until we see some CCP gameplay on him, I'm just not all that interested in him. Looks like we are experiencing... Yeah, I see the watermelons in the chat. Hang tight, everybody. Buckle in. Yeah, we've got Verizon popping in and out on us. Stay with me. No honesty. Honesty's the best policy, middle finger. That detonation could suck if he's on that node, though. Boom goes the yellow bar. Wow, I mean... We're jumping all over the place. My upload speed, it's going from 0 to 6 megs to 1 to 5 to 3 to 1. Wow, we could be in for a bumpy road this evening. Let me know when it stabilizes. I'm just gonna keep chatting like you can hear me. I have not got a chance to look at his synergies though. Cyclops gain 25% fury when inflicting an armor break debuff for 10 seconds, max stack of 4. Interesting. It's only for 10 seconds though. But it's per armor break. Okay, well that makes more sense. Because you can inflict more than one armor break with each special. Not sure that does a lot for him. Black Bolt, gain an energized buff granting 100%. Am I reading that right? 100% combat power rate for 4 seconds when a personal stun debuff is applied. 100%? Wait, so are you going to be able to do some sort of like indefinite S1 stun lock cheese? Tell Gary to stop using the Verizon box as a hot plate. It does get hot. Does get hot, man. Take it, Gary. Gary's got a big responsibility tonight. I wouldn't call it a sponsor. It's just more of something that we can all rally behind, I think, and make a difference in these specific communities. We'll talk about it more in a second. Gary needs to turn the internet off on the fridge. Listen, all devices in my house that could possibly use the internet are shut off at this time. Anyway, I'm sorry. So going back to this energized buff. So he has, let's see, is it 100% chance to stun on the S1? If it's not, it's a really high percentage, isn't it? 60% chance for stun for 3 seconds. Okay, it's not nearly as high as I thought it was. Maybe you could throw some ability accuracy synergies on there and boost that up. I'm just thinking, if you've got a couple of those S1s you could chain together. Where did it go? That might be interesting. Good old Black Bolt. I have like a soft spot in my heart for Black Bolt. He was my first 3-star character. And really have never used him since then. This is interesting. What do we have for Unstoppable Colossus? I am really, really close to having enough the loyalty to be able to pick him up as a 6-star. When gaining Unstoppable buff will also trigger... That is a weird way to say that. When gaining Unstoppable buff will also trigger a 50% Fury buff for 15 seconds. Too bad that he's not stacking. Okay. Ooh, we got our boy Iron Man down here. What is this? Inflict an incinerate debuff on the opponent, dealing 100% attack rating as energy damage per second on all special attacks. Man, that boy needs some love. Doctor Strange, upon the weakness debuff expiring, gain a protection buff for 10 seconds. Oh, nothing too hyped there. Let's take a peek at Sersi. Telling you, Ikaris, it's taters. It's let 'em taters. Give me a side-by-side on Twitter. Prove me wrong. Did you grab the Platpool booty? I did not. I did not. Okay, hopefully everything should be up and running again. Cosmic Synergy also pawns buffs, so maybe you can extend the combat power rate buff. Yes, that is true. Yeah, there might be some interesting synergy teams you could put around Black Bolt for that. Working really hard for it by the time you were adding synergies to the synergies to make it work. Yeah, the reality is it's just like, where do you use this stuff at? You know? It's so funny because you can't use it in AQ, can't use it in AW, you can't use it in the solo competitive mode. Most of the new story content that comes out is like very specific, you know, to certain characters, where it's like you can't even bring or test this stuff out anywhere, you know? You end up using it for fun, you know, against Winter Soldier. Casual, I just don't understand, man. How could they not give him some love? OG Iron Man? It just doesn't make sense. What do we got in here? Spider Booty. Spider Ham. While unblockable, activating a special attack places 2 additional Porker Poppers if the opponent is taunted. Yeah, I'm gonna wait for the videos to come out. I don't want to take the time to just read a wall of text. And then as I say that, I do want to go read Karnak's wall of text. Where is he at? There's my boy. There he be. I can't remember. What is his awakened ability now? A stricter training regiment allows Karnak to begin the fight with 1 focus charge. Oh, okay. So you jump in without having to wait for the timer. Ignoring physical resistance. Oh, I didn't realize the power gain you get through the awakened ability. I thought that was part of his kit. Striking the opponent's block grants Karnak 65 to 100%, 110% of the power an unblocked attack would have granted. It's really interesting. I wish that was part of his base kit. Yeah, as much as I would love to do testing, it's so hard, you know, because I've only got him as a rank 2. I don't have the resources to be able to do it. And if I did have a few resources, it would be really hard for me to justify tossing them at Karnak just for testing, you know. Joel, what did you and the kids dress up for Halloween? I dressed up in a bald cap. My boys were actually dressed up as Mario and Luigi, which was actually pretty funny. I did manage to go back in and do the Cosmic event, path number 3, the Cosmic Horror event. I should have, yeah, we got a 5-star in here. We've got a Cosmic Eclipse crystal as well. Yeah, we gonna open that up. We gonna open it up. Going to the vault. Going to the vault. Grab my crystal here. Where's Brian? Gary? Hey, wake up from under the trampoline. Gary, where is Brian? Also, the beans are gone. What do you... Gary says Brian's over on the sponsored set. Gary, listen, you have like very, very few jobs here. One of your main jobs is to make sure that you feed, that you water the Brian, and that you track his whereabouts at all times. I mean, all times. Okay, hold on. Now we gotta go. Now we gotta go track him down over on the sponsored scene. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Let's go over there. Brian. Brian. Holy. Brian. Brian. Brian, what? Brian, what are you eating right now, Brian? Gary? You cannot let Brian walk off with bags of beans. Look how many beans the man has eaten. You know how bad this is for his cholesterol? Laura is going to kill me. Laura is going to 100% kill me. What are you even watching right now? Huh? He's watching the Mighty Ducks, ladies and gentlemen. Watching the Mighty Ducks. He's got spoonfuls of beans that he's just chucking into his bean hole. What am I supposed to do with this now? This is why we can't let him out of the cage, honestly. By the way, is the special event set up? Can we get into this already or no? No, they're not ready. Okay. Well, listen, we're going to go back. We're going to open some crystals. We're going to let him do whatever it is he's doing at the moment. I think he's enjoying the Mighty Ducks and his bowl of beans. This here on the desk, it's not a hot tub. This has to do with our special event for this evening. I'm not going to call it a sponsor. It's just like it's a community-driven thing. I think that we can all get behind. Gary, I swear, if Brian touches these, we're going to have a serious problem. Do not let him touch these cans of beans. Holy cow. Okay. At this point, I don't even know why we keep him around the set. I don't understand it. Okay, let's open some crystals. You know what? I want to do this one first. He looked healthy to me though, didn't he? he looked happy. I mean, and really that's all you can expect, is just to keep him happy and keep him healthy. I mean, Joel, are beans actually bad for cholesterol? Listen, you eat anything by the bucketful, I would say it's probably bad for your cholesterol. Okay, we'll get back. Hold on. Gary's telling me that we're going to be ready for the event in about 10 minutes. So we'll head back over there in about 10 minutes. Kingslayer, what's up, man? An awkward time to jump into into the chat. Scratching his man boobs. I don't know what he's doing. Okay. We just love him for the way he is. Nothing's wrong with the Mighty Ducks. I did not say there was anything wrong with the Mighty Ducks. Loki, what's up, man? Venom poo. Man, I got really lucky. Got really lucky with that 5-star Hyperion and have not had a lot of luck with these featured calves ever since. Let me take a quick gander. All right, so we're at 9,100. I may drop open one of those featured. Did you say that's tomorrow they're coming out, or Wednesday? All right, I don't even know who is in this cosmic crystal. Who do we got here? Guarantees a 5-star version of the following champions. Okay, Age of Venom, no. Carnage, no. Bishop. Give me that Bishop. Let's see. Ghost Rider, Hyperion. Wouldn't mind the dupe on Hype Daddy. Professor X. So really, we're looking for Bishop, Professor X, and I guess just a new character. Other than that, was that a fever dream, or did I just watch an episode of Space Ghost with Joel and BG? It probably was a fever dream. Yes. BG gonna have back problems slouching in that couch. Don't tell. I mean, Brian obviously is here, so he knows what's going on. But you know what I mean. Don't actually tell Brian what's going on. Is your line ID still the same? I'm sending you something of what you have done to Brian. My line ID is the same. You could also just hit me up on Twitter if you want. Chewy, the very white background music. All right, Hype Dupe, Bishop, Professor X. Give it to me. It's a new character. We'll take him. We will take him. We will take him. Okay. Let's get our booty into the arena. I think I still have... what do we have here? We still have 5 more entries into the Cosmic Eclipse event. So I could grab... That's another 10,000 5-star shards. Yeah, we could do some sort of featured pool. And by pool, I mean pull. You know what I mean. How about the how about the arena cutoff for this guy? It's crazy, man. It's absolutely crazy, which I don't know what else to expect. You know, we keep adding characters to the to the rosters. It's just more and more characters you can run through. These scores are just going to continue to go up and up and up. Blastero, what's up, man? It's so far out of reach, though. Like, it's to the point where I don't think that I would ever catch up to the current 6-star grind, you know? Which obviously I haven't played in a while, but just imagine, just imagine you're a relatively new player coming into the game. how overwhelming that is. Honestly, I think that I'm gonna start saying I'm gonna stop saying honestly. It drives me nuts. I don't typically even say it as like part of my normal vocabulary, but I say it all the time in the stream, and it drives me crazy. What was I even saying? Oh yeah, I think that there's just a good opportunity with the solo competitive coming out to really sit down and look at how we acquire champions. What are other ways that we could go about spending time in the game and acquiring these characters? I have a lot that I could say about that, a lot that I want to say about that. I feel like I'm sort of beating a dead horse to some degree, because we talk about solo competitive and all that stuff pretty much every stream. But Edwin, am I going to stream some Variant 8 when it comes out? Edwin, I would love to stream some Variant 8 when it comes out. My problem is that the characters that I have that are tagged mercenaries, it's not great. It's pretty much just Hitmonkey, and then that's it. So we may jump in and see what we can do with Hitmonkey. I'm not sure how far we're going to get, though. I'm excited for the side events, the Eternals and Bewhiskered event. 2 crystals that offer Hercules in them. I need to spend a little time, I suppose, and read up on what's going on this next month. It was just a busy day at work, man. I was all over the place. Didn't get home till late this evening. Just haven't had a lot of time to devote to what's been going on in the game today. I can't even grind for 5 stars yet. I hit the final milestone for the first time on the last Null arena. Yeah, I'm in the same boat with you on that one. I've said it before. I'm sure there's a lot of people that would disagree with me on this, but I think that the solo competitive mode should be completely separate from your normal roster for the rest of the game, right? So like you have your crystals, you pull your characters, you do your rank ups, you use them for AQ, AW, but the solo competitive should almost be just like it's not a separate game, it's just a completely separate mode within the game that allows you to be able to play with all the characters. I mean, I can understand why it's probably not going to be that way from a monetary standpoint. They're going to want to incentivize people to continue to buy crystals in order to use the characters in game. But I almost look at it more from the perspective of if you isolate the game to just your set of characters, do you really draw that many more people into the game with just this new mode? Like, I think this new mode could be fun enough. I think it could have enough popularity at some point that you could see people coming to play that game mode that don't necessarily participate in like AQ, AW, and that kind of stuff. I might find myself being one of those people. And, you know, it would just suck to not be able to use all the characters in the game because they're tied behind some sort of paywall or grind. I understand. I understand why they would be and probably will be. That's my personal opinion on it. I don't even know what the plat pool booty is. I've not really been following the platinum pool builds. I don't think I have any pieces. I guess I should look. Hold on. I don't actually know that to be a fact. Let me look. What do we have in here? The beautiful mouth of the fabulous one. Why, thank you. 1, 2, 3, so that's a 5-star. I think that's the only piece that I've got. Yeah, just that one. When does variant 8 drop? Is that Wednesday? Apparently nobody cares about the solo competitive mode. I just spoke about it for like 10 minutes. Nobody said a thing. That's fine. It's fine. I'll just be in my echo chamber over here chatting to myself about ideas that don't make any sense. I love that we all have tickets to past events that are totally useless. They wipe those from the accounts at some point, don't they? I think. Maybe. I've never really paid attention to it. I also think it's funny. I was thinking about this today with the Nebula buff. If you would have told me, hey, guess which one of the Guardians of the Galaxy characters is going to get the buff first? I guess technically Gamora's had 2 little buffs, but would have swore that you would have had Rocket Raccoon or Drax in there before Angela. Angela had some pretty solid utility. Not Raccoon. I care. Thank you, Scott Ryan. Thank you. Have you seen the animation bug with Psycho Man's SP3? If you skip the S3 when he shrinks down, he will stay. I've actually seen, I saw a couple of videos. I know Seaton posted that. There were some photos going around in our line chat. Yeah, it actually looks really funny. How is it, man? Like, it's so comical that every single update, there's a serious bug. I mean, at some point, you just sit back and you gotta laugh. I mean, like, what else do you do? I don't know. I'm not in the industry. I don't understand it. I just know that, like, in what I do, there's lots of checks and balances and people that you can go to, and there's testing and training and planning, and, like, all of that stuff is thought out. And it feels like sometimes it's just, hey, we'll release it and then we'll deal with the bugs if and when they occur. Variant 8 should be next Wednesday. Thanks, Fred. Solo competitive. Yay. Come on now. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm hoping. I just keep saying that, and as long as I keep saying that, I'm going to speak it into existence. That's what we're hoping for. I'm excited to rank up champs specifically for the solo competitive mode, but I get your point. Yeah, I understand both ways, and it's highly, highly unlikely that they're going to do it the way that I was talking about. You know, they need to make money, but I just wish there was a way that they could figure out to somehow monetize that and just kind of keep it separate from the game. Like, you could almost have the opposite effect of what you would assume. So if you go in, let's say, solo competitive mode, and just all new characters are available to you, and you get to play Null, and you have just a blast playing Null in the solo competitive mode, are you not now more likely to potentially go out and spend money on crystals in order to get that character for the rest of the game? Potentially, I think so. I think that's one way you could justify doing it that way. Little Psycho Booty. I love calling him Psycho Booty. I can't even call him anything else. Like, it doesn't even register that it's Psycho Man. I know of someone who soloed the 7.3 paths with Guardians SP3 bug. I was thinking about that today. I wonder... I think you're walking a tightrope there if you are knowingly exploiting the game like that. And I get it, like, it's not even your fault. But, yeah, they get kind of weird about that stuff sometimes. Why pay for QA when you can have millions of players be the QA? I suppose that is like the new norm, isn't it? Everything's in beta stage. It comes out for years at a time. I mean, isn't like, I don't know this for a fact, but wasn't Fortnite in beta? Isn't not still in beta technically? Like it was never even part of the original like main game. Man, Terex was pretty nasty as a defender in Summoner Showdown. I'm thankful to have him. Problem is, if the solo competitive mode doesn't scale with your roster, then it will be very difficult to scale the rewards and rank with your account. No, not necessarily, because you're going to have a skill gap that takes place. So you're going to have people that come in that are just better at the game. They have a better understanding of the rosters and matchups. You know, and their rank will start to climb. So you don't necessarily separate people out by their current rosters in the game. You separate them out by the skill gap, which that'll continue to grow. It's no different than like what they do, I guess, for like Alliance War. There's different tiers. As you win and you get better and better, you go up in rank, and then you start playing people of equal rank. And then the higher rank you are, the more rewards are available to you. I hope Variant 8 has some boosted rewards. They've done they've done the last 3. They have done every 3 with a rewards increase. I enjoy the variants. I've done them all. I think I've only fully completed 2 of them. I got totally stuck on Variant 7. I don't have the roster. Unless I'm going to throw a lot of units at it, I don't have the roster to get through that second to last quest. You need an XL hero that is science or cosmic, and I don't have any ranked up. None. Nada. So, and it's hard for me to justify taking up, because it would be like Gladiator Hulk for me. Regular Hulk. I could probably dump resources into Thing, and that'd be fine. But I have a serious gold shortage right now. Hey Joel, a new follower after watching you and Brian do incursions. Y'all's baldness inspired me to shave my head. I'd love to hear it. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. You're a more confident man. I can just tell. I can just tell from the way you chat. Happy to have you, man. Hope you enjoyed those incursions runs. They were mostly mostly just for fun. Was not what they call a master class in how to play the game. But what if I make a new account? It doesn't matter. It still doesn't matter. You have to win. You have to go in and you have to win. So if you make a new account and you go in and you're playing the game, you're going to start beating up on the kids that don't know what's going on. So you're going to move up in the ranks, up into the class where people are playing at that know what's going on. So it really doesn't matter where you're at progression-wise in the normal game. The solo competitive in that scenario is just solely based on your skill and your knowledge of the characters and their interactions. I would prefer to see the game mode like that, but I don't think it's going to be that way. I think they're going to require you to use your current roster. Fortnite stayed in beta for longer, so they would be allowed to push way more updates. Is that game still around? I have no idea. No idea at all. I can't really make fun of it at this point because I really enjoyed it and probably would have put some serious time into it had things not transpired the way that they did. Hey, Miss Jane, welcome. Welcome, welcome. True, agree, that would be nice, but I don't think Kabam can profit off that as well, which is why I don't think it will happen. I think it just takes somebody to really sit down and look at the game from a fresh perspective. You know, to just assume that there's no way to monetize the game for solo competitive if they if they don't, or I mean, if they just give you all the characters. I think it's kind of a narrow way to look at it, but I think it is probably the way that they are going to look at it. I mean, I even remember specifically, we did a podcast. This has been like, shoot, like 4 years ago. And at that time, which is really no different than now, there was a lot of grumbling going on about Alliance War. It just wasn't fun, and I don't think it's that much different now. I mean, it was just the same nodes, same character combinations. It was the same. And their solution to that was, okay, we'll basically force you into having to use, you know, different characters. But it's like, that's not really solving the main issue. The main issue is that it's not fun. You forcing me to use characters is also not fun. I think sometimes they forget to step back and just look at it from the standpoint of, is this fun? You know? Because ultimately, if you make a game that is fun, that people really want to dig into, that turns into profits, you know? If your main goal is money driven, there's other ways to get there and just try to figure out how to increase the bottom line. Make it fun. Beating up kids, hope there's candy involved. Ooh. You know, Brian will be down for that. Because that's what they did for Summoner Showdown, but made them qualify first, I guess? I don't think I follow you. You mean just like everybody was involved and then the best players? See, but even that's not really true, because it wouldn't have mattered how many times I ran in there. Like, I just didn't have the roster to truly compete. So wouldn't really matter what my skill level was. I didn't have the characters for it. Just sitting here thinking about the Summoner Showdown and what an absolute fiesta it turned out to be, man. We called it too. What night was that? Was that Thursday night? Let me think. The final was on Friday. So it was Thursday. Thursday's stream, which Thursday was a lot of fun, by the way. That Cosmic Horror event that we ran through. Yeah, the beginning part of that stream, I don't know, we spent probably 20 minutes talking about the post that Kabam had made and why it was like totally inaccurate for them to say that it didn't affect the outcome. And yeah, sure enough, I don't know if it was the next day or if it was that Saturday where Wim posted, which it's funny because all of this was pre-recorded, and he had mentioned that he got a compensation package, and clearly it was enough that he was cool with the whole thing. Otherwise, he would have probably posted before it even happened. But he didn't say anything until after the fact, when they basically made it look like it would have made no difference, because that's just not it's just not the truth, man. Showdown was a turd tornado. Yeah, it goes back to the exact same thing I was just saying. It's like, yeah, we sat down and we planned this. Hey, we've got the players, we've got the nodes, we've got the time, we've got the software, we got the mic set, you know, we got everything set, we're good to go. But did anybody sit down and really think about what the viewing experience was going to be like? And I mean, the obvious answer for me to that is no. Especially, was it the Asia region, when they got pounded by Spite, man. That was not at all fun to watch. In a competitive setting, you should get rewarded for losing faster. Yes, exactly. I mean, how? How does that get through, man? The qualifiers are always really specific. Leaderboard is always one champ. Yeah, I mean, the Summoner Showdown is an event that is geared specifically to highlight the top end of the game. I mean, unless you are somebody who spends... I'm gonna get absolutely trashed here. Unless you're somebody who's either spending on crystals to get the newest characters or just spending a ton of your time in the arenas, it's kind of hard to be an average Joe and really compete at that level. Accelerate, what's up, buddy? Wait, Joel was streaming this whole time? Thanks, YouTube. Yeah, it's Monday, man. Listen. I know you're on Twitter. I think you're on Twitter. I posted we were going live. The 3 things I want out of solo competitive are to be able to show my friends I'm better than them, good rewards, and for it to be fun. Yes. One thing that, honestly, if they could, and I just said it again, if they could sit down and figure out a way to make it easy for streamers to highlight the game in like a tournament setting, I think that would be a huge benefit to them. Toofus, what's up, buddy? Have you been in the chat? I think it's the first time I've seen your name. If you guys were not here for the earlier part of the stream, you got to go back to where we were over at the sponsored set. Otherwise, when we go back, it's going to be very confusing. We shouldn't be surprised at this point. Don't expect much when the bugs have been a monthly thing for several months now. I mean, the bugs have been a thing for, let's see, how long has this game been around? 7 years? 7 years. Whew. Stumbled across it totally by accident. Catching up is hard. Buddy of mine went to a more competitive alliance. I'm in a pretty laid back one, and the sheer number of T5B that he has gotten and used, there's just no way I catch up. Yeah, I mean, you're always going to have your high ends, you know, and you got to make the game, I don't want to say geared toward them, but you have to cater to them really above all else, because that top small percentage of the game honestly is what keeps the game afloat. You know, there are people that drop insane amounts of cash on the game, which to them is nothing, and they enjoy it. And MCOC is a business, so they're not doing anything unlike any other business would do, I suppose. Captain Alberto, welcome. Good evening, good evening. We need another BG and Joel incursion to show BG who's boss. Where did we get to? We got stuck in zone 8 again, didn't we? I screwed that one up. Don't tell him that it was my fault. I will never admit it to him, but that was my fault. I got really greedy, just wanted to end the storm fight through the special, and I could have very easily just waited. Parry stun, 5-hit combo, boom, we're through it. When the top 1% spends 90% of the money, it pays to be at the top. That is the nature of pretty much all games with money associated with them. I was trying to be nice and say months, but you're right, it's been years. It's been a long time, man. It's been a really long time. I was here earlier and I'm still confused. Excellent. Good. It was zone 8? Okay. We should easily be able to clear zone 8, right? I mean, right? If we don't clear it, I think I might, no, I'm not going to say it. Not going to say it. If Kabam didn't cater to the top players and they would just quit, yeah, that's what I was saying. It's the nature of the beast. Brian's video was on point. Yes. I actually would have very much liked to have made a video. I couldn't find time for it. It was kind of a continuation of what we were talking about this past Thursday. Yeah, the scoring didn't make a lot of sense. The choices didn't make a lot of sense as far as the nodes from a viewership standpoint. I mean, if you go back to even the video where they announced it, because we broke that video down kind of piece by piece, and even then, that was one of the top things I was saying. This mode has got to be fun to watch. It just has to be fun to watch. Otherwise, it's gonna fizzle out and die quick. More than happy for other people to fund something I'm not willing to pay for. I mean, that is part of it, right? All this game that we complain about, ultimately, we still log in and spend an ungodly amount of time in because we enjoy it. Whether it's the game or the community or a little bit of both, it would not be if we didn't have, you know, the people throwing their wallets at it. Ham and cheese? I prefer PB&J. Am I dead here? Absolutely. Give me that glancing. Where's the glancing at when you need it? Life lesson number 454. Stop trying to catch up. Wanting what others have is a quick road to sadness. Wow, that got deep really, really quick. Did someone say whale? My ears were tingling. There he is. We thank you for your service to the game, sir. I'm gonna have to have a sit down and think about that. I have so many ideas floating around in my head and things I want to say. I feel like I just need to get them all into a concise video. BG made some huge points regarding the scoring of the tournament. It needs some refining and better presentation. I feel like they might have overcomplicated the scoring. You know, why even put a time component on it? Because honestly, the time component doesn't even make sense. You know, depending upon the matchup that you have, depending upon the nodes, like the most skillful thing for you to do in order to get the enemy down may be for you to slow play it. You know, you shouldn't be penalized for that. It doesn't make sense to me. If your ultimate goal is to, you know, put skill on a pedestal, then don't put it on a timer, because sometimes the most skillful thing to do is to play around stuff. Damage done, damage received. You know, that seems pretty straightforward. Haven't quite figured out what the tiebreaker will be when both when both attackers take down the enemy. There's got to be something there. Could be like overall damage done. I don't know, if both attackers take down the defender, what are the odds that both of the attackers are going to be at the same exact percentage of health? I don't think it's going to be that often. You know, you could give bonus points if you are, and only if you one-shot the defender. Let's say you're class disadvantage. You could play it either way. You could either give extra points if you solo and it's class disadvantage, or you could give points for the class advantage if you solo. I don't know. You could go either way on that. Good night, guys. Need to wake up early. Have a good time. Chat and Joel, Yummy, I appreciate you hanging out this evening, sir. As always, much love to the Yummy. Champion of Games. Hi. Hi. My one contribution to 4 Loki is my prestige. BG makes up for the lack of skill. Hey, listen, it takes all kinds. Time should only ever be a tiebreaker. Yeah, just don't think you should be penalized for time, you know? Getting more points dying faster was foolish. It was funny. You could see it on Kabam John's face as he was announcing it. Like, I'm obligated to say this and pretend like it's cool, but I know it's not. You can just see it on their face, man. Oh shoot, I was looking at the chat. Do we have... Dang it, we're dead. I'm sorry. I was reading chat. Jordan, I agree. Oops, I just lost you. I agree with that. Don't try to catch up with other players at the top. You can get overwhelmed by that quickly because you'll never feel like you're gaining ground. Instead, focus on racing. Oh, we're live. I think the bigger thing in all of this that gets lost so often is just have fun. You know, play the game if you're having fun. Play the game the way that you enjoy playing the game. And for some people, that is being at the tippity top, spending money and chasing other people. Like, some people enjoy that. I take nothing away from that. On the other hand, if you don't have a dime to spend and you just want to rank up who you want to rank up and be in a chill alliance, do that. Sometimes we forget it's just a game. Time tiebreaker. I don't like the time aspect. I don't like the time aspect, you know? Like, there was a fight, I can't remember who it was. I think it was Wereworm was fighting a Sasquatch with a Luke Cage. And it might not be an exact example because he didn't one-shot the Sasquatch, but he had a really good... he just had a really good pick to be able to deal with the power gain and the healing. And he almost got through that fight. But that's an example where having a good understanding of your player choice, how they interact with the defender, and sometimes you just got to slow play it. Like, I just don't think that should be a determining factor when it was intentionally done. Because ultimately, that's what we're talking about, right? Like, if it takes you a long time intentionally to get through a fight, but that's the only way you can get through it, like, you did well. You know, it may just so happen that the person who went before you, they had more of a DPS race styled fight, you know? And that's one set of skills, and yours was another. I don't know. A lot could be said about that for sure. Tiebreaker can be damage taken, so if you use a revive champ and get through the fight, I guess let me kill him off here. That was another thing I questioned too, because we're only looking, does it only look at percentage based? Because the percentage of a character with a lot of health is not going to be the same number, even though it's the same percentage on a character that doesn't have a lot of health, you know? Tiebreaker can be damage taken, so if you use a revive champ and get through the fight with full health, but you took 45% health, another player could win because they just took 25. I mean, you can't revive characters in solo competitive unless I just misunderstood you. Moon Knight didn't want to kill you twice. I can't believe I survived that fight, man. Time can still be the tiebreaker, just tweak the scoring a little bit. I think I'm going to die on the hill of not wanting the time to be a factor. Joel, if Dave isn't a Kabam employee at the moment, Kabam would be hearing from him, not just BG. I think we all know Dave pretty well. Dave has a very good understanding of this game. The one thing that Dave brings that I hope we see sort of trickle down to the game on some level, and I think he was just so new to Kabam, he probably didn't really have a whole lot of input. But Dave knows how to be entertaining, right? the dude's crazy. He's entertaining. He's got all kinds of crazy ideas. I hope he can bring some fresh perspective to future events. Like, hey, this needs to be not only fair and make sense from those that are competing, but it needs to be something fun to watch. The line group I'm in that does challenges uses time for tiebreaker, and it's usually very fair. But what game mode are you playing? What are you talking about? You talking about incursions? What are you talking about? I'm in the Chillest Alliance. Most of them are great. There's this dude who dies to linked minis. I have no idea who you're talking about. I have no idea who you're talking about. Can we please get a help all button? We're almost there, team. We're almost there. I suppose this would be a good moment to stretch. Are we, Gary? Are we ready for our special? Okay. Gary's giving me the thumbs up. Sorry, that was a yawn that turned into something else much more aggressive. Much more aggressive. Okay, so let's hang this up for just a second. Let's make our way back over to the studio for what I think is going to be just sort of a really heartwarming, I think, way to pull the community together in a time where there's just so much divisiveness. There's so much anger. To really have something that we can rally around, I think is good. Let's go over there. Brian. Brian, what happened to the beans that were sitting right here? Last time I was in here, Brian. There were 3 cans of beans that were sitting right here that I specifically said, do not eat these cans of beans. Brian, what's on the ground around you? What do I see over there? Huh? 1, 2, 3. Gary, when the stream is over, please come to my office. Please. Yes, bring the whip. Yes, good call. I'll see you in the office. Well, this is kind of awkward. This is really kind of awkward, but we've got this group set up and we're just going to have to power through it. It's for the kids. So tonight, over my shoulder here, as you can see, we don't have a sponsor per se. It's a special group that reached out to us, and I thought there was a good connection there. I really thought we could get involved. It's a group called Beans for Kids. Excuse me, Bean the Kids. I'm sorry. Bean the Kids. And this would have made a whole lot more sense if I had my cans of beans that were sitting here. Okay, we're going to power through this. Here we go. We take for granted how accessible beans are to most of us. But for some kids, beans... Getting a little choked up. Beans are one of life's finer delicacies that they may never know. That's where tonight's special sponsor comes in. Beans for Kids. They're dedicated to making sure every kid has a can of beans in their hands. Brian, you listen to what I'm saying. This is on you. To date, Bean the Kids has donated millions of beans to underserved beanless communities. Getting a little verklempt. If y'all could just do us a huge favor, just go down, click the link in the description, use our special offer code, and for just $1, you could put 3 cans of beans into the hand of a wide-eyed, just beautiful baby child. When you donate, please be sure to use the code. Is this legit, Gary? When you donate, please be sure to use the code Brian Hates Kids. This is on you, Brian. I spent $1. Those were my beans that were sitting right here. I hope you have heartburn tonight. I hope you have the most acidic bowel movement of your lifetime tomorrow. He's taking beans from the kids. Well, Brian doesn't seem to care about a whole lot other than he's just enjoying his beans, watching the Mighty Ducks up on the big screen, so we will leave him to that. Gary, I want to mop in there right now, and I want you scooting that pile of beans, and I'm not talking about the food. I want it off of the stage by tomorrow night. Okay, we're back. Sorry you had to witness that. You all saw it. I set aside 3 cans of beans. Very special cans of beans. I paid $1. They gave me the beans. Those were going to a bright-eyed, bushy-tailed little child who had never experienced them before in his life. What are you gonna do? We just gotta move on. Thanks for streaming throughout my drive home from Frojo's place. I'm glad you made it safe. Oh man, what is wrong with me? What is absolutely wrong with me? I love everything about this segment. Aaron, next time you guys see Yummy in the chat, listen, I did not ask for that. That just showed up at my doorstep. So when something like that shows up at your doorstep, you take beans and you turn it into a bean sponsorship for the kids. He got me with the Mighty Ducks. If I would have had a little bit more time, I actually wanted the Mighty Ducks to be playing on the TV behind me. I didn't have enough time to get it all set up. Listen, I may not be able to make video content like I used to make, but gosh darn it, am I going to put my heart and soul into the streams? I have a lot of ideas. I have a lot more ideas, I'll put it that way. I think this is a scam to get BG more free beans. You know what? This all makes sense now. It's all starting to make sense. Definitely tonight's stream raid hashtag is beans for kids. Excuse me, Bean the Kids. I'm sorry. I keep butchering their name. It's not Beans for Kids. It's Bean the Kid. Zzz. Axe, have a good night. I appreciate you hanging out. We'll see you tomorrow. Hashtag Bean the Kids. There it is. We already got it. Bean, not beam. We're not chucking anything at them. We're beaning them. Doofus. You know what, Doofus, I was thinking about the other day in the stream. Oh my... belly bumping fool. The stream on Thursday, you put together a beautiful string of emojis, and I never actually got to see what it was. I got focused on what I was doing. Like Billy the Kid? I don't know what that means, but we're gonna go with yes. Oh, you know what I haven't done? I haven't opted into the settings to allow me to see all the special doodads at the end of the fight. Tell us a little more about Gary. I don't want to spend any more time this evening on Gary. First off, I'm kind of starting to think that Gary and BG have a thing going on behind my back, because Gary is the one who let Brian out of the crystal vault to begin with. If Brian doesn't get out of the crystal vault, Brian doesn't eat the beans on set. Then those beans go to a young child who needs them. Miss Jane, I'm What are you saying? Oh, okay. I see. You called me punching BG a cheesehead for some reason. What? I said that? I do not remember saying that at all. But I will trust you. Ah, Australian slang just translating. Okay. Brian Gary Grant. The clues are there, Joel. He's not as slick as he thinks he is. I can confirm they're two different people, okay? This I know. I hired Gary. I hired Gary from the side of the road. He created Groot. Morel! Watang? We'll let him do his thing. Beans for kids. Thank you, sir. That's at least how many beans is that? I don't know what that is in the American tender. That's got to be at least 12 cans, right? It's 1,877 beans for kids. Bean the kids. Listen, it's all for the kids. Thank you, Morel. I will definitely make sure that goes to the kids. Hey Joel, can you lead a revolt in BG stream tonight to make him do a level up live on stream since he clickbaited us last time? Oh, that reminds me. Brian doesn't listen to anything I say. What are you talking about? That reminds me, I need to get... there was a couple of pretty good moments of Brian with that non-bald cap on last night. I need to get those set up for alerts. Oh, 1877 beans for kids. It's Bean the Kids. First off. Second off, yes, that went right over my head. I'm sorry. I was like, why did he leave out the comma? I'm sorry, I'm an idiot. Oh, my bad. It's getting late. What can I say? It's why we show up. What's why you show up? There's many reasons to show up. Oh yeah, the new fancy arena stats. Does it actually give you... I know it gives you a breakdown percentage of where the damage came from, but does it actually give you a number associated with each type of damaging debuff? If it does, I could see that being cool for like rotation testing. Reminds me of when... This is back in the day, I was doing some testing trying to figure out which rotation for Blade does more damage, because everybody was basically just holding for the S2, and I think I figured out, at least from a time standpoint, that it was quicker to spam the S1s because you had them at the end of each 5-hit combo if the character you were fighting was not bleed immune, and then every, I think, like third or fourth special you'd have a free S2. But it would have been a lot easier to do that testing if I knew the breakdown of the actual damage for each fight. Aaron, donate your beans today. Also accepting boasts. Oh, boats. I'm sorry. Boasts. Listen to me. Boats, cars, and any form of real estate. I have enough real estate. I feel like I'm kind of lacking in the boat department, though. I know they're separate people, but they seem to be in cahoots. 100%. Could not agree more. I just realized that your special gets grayed out. That's kind of cool. Am I gonna die to this? What is happening right now? That's what I get for staring at the special bar. Franks and beans. You know what? I really missed out on the stream trophy tonight, didn't I? It should have been a Frank and a bean. Also, it really bugs me that I don't know why it does this. It always moves. It always moves that around. That drives me crazy. In my head, Gary is pretty much Nate from the US version of The Office. Oh, I watched The Office a lot. Nate was, Nate was the tall, skinny dude, right? He came in towards the later half to the end, right? Yeah, we can't ever really show Gary's face on stream. It's just not a good idea, we'll put it that way. But yeah, very similar. You planning on doing a podcast with Cam? Please, pretty please. With Cam, huh? Is that what the people are into? The podcast is going to come back at some point. I'm not going to give you a date because every time I think, yes, this weekend I'm going to have time, I just don't. But it will come back. The question is, and maybe I'll put this on a Twitter poll. Do I name it? Because the original name was The Bottom Line. I think I want to get away from that. I think I want to do The Line Up. That's got kind of a smoother delivery to it, if you will. The lineup. It was Dwight's handyman fixed a hornet nest with a baseball bat. Oh, yeah, that was different than his cousin, right? What was his cousin's name? Nate was the guy who said gum's gotten mintier lately. Wasn't he like pulling it off or something? Moe's. Oh, man, I used to watch probably every couple of months. I would just get the urge to turn on The Office on Netflix, and I would watch a couple seasons of it. I'm so sad that they took it off Netflix. What did they move it to? I can't remember. Did it go to like CBS or NBC or the Peacock? Isn't that a thing? Wasn't that a thing? Shouldn't that be a thing? Yeah, I keep forgetting to turn on the special animation stuff at the end. Or statistics, I should say. It's on Peacock. See, I was right. I just realized it's after 11. What's up, Roy? I think I started a little bit later than I wanted to. In my mind, it was only like 10:30. But no, it is almost 10 after 11. Is Brian on? Yeah, what a weird choice of name. Why did I throw that? Why did I throw that? Gary, can you explain to me why I threw that? Joel BG said he's going to have a word with you, a word with that Joel fellow after he was told he was being roasted here. He was not being roasted here. That is false advertisement. That is not at all what happened. That is not at all what happened. It was a true representation of the moment. That's all. Should we call him? Nah, I'm not going to call him. I'm not going to bug the guy. What tag are we using again? It should be Bean the Kids. We show up for the production value. I do my best. It's only love for Brian in here. We all know this. Yeah, hashtag Bean the Kids will be the raid, and we'll head over there in just a minute. If by roasted we mean the beans he was being fed, then sure. Listen, I did not feed him those beans. He has a small amount that we sprinkle into his crystal vault every day, right? We change the newspaper on the bottom. It's all stuff that's just part of Gary's daily routine. Imagine a farmer getting up, he goes to the barn, he milks the cow. It's a very similar thing going on here. Collecting the eggs, we change Brian's newspaper, we sprinkle in the beans. He got out. More like Gary let him out, and yeah, he straight up grabbed the bag of beans. Level up live. Hashtag level up live. We given names for the podcast. Level up live. So lol. It took me way too long to come up with that acronym. Could you see my brain? Like, level, okay, that's an L. Up, that's a U. What was the last word? If BG doesn't like his representation here, he needs to come defend himself. That's right. That's absolutely right. I love how the crystal vault is basically just another word for his cage. No, it's a loving home, okay? In basically a cave behind bars. I mean, what else would you call that other than a home? Level up live. I don't know. We'll have to think about that. I guess the lineup could be like a segment within the podcast. People like, what am I doing? Hold on. You can always tell that my brain is not functioning, or at least is not really paying attention to the game, but I'm constantly pushing the defenders into 3 bars of power. Okay, is that the last fight? I think that was the last fight. Okay, I gotta get out of here. What time is it? It's 11:11. We've been on for almost 2 hours. Has it really been 2 hours? Oh my word, what happens to time when you're streaming? Okay, do me all a huge favor before you go. If you could please just drop a little like, just a little baby like. Just drop it on the stream. That way YouTube recommends it to more beautiful faces out there, and we get more of our amazing bean footage. Roll that bean footage in front of people. I don't even not even that big of a fan of beans. Not even that big of a fan. Turn the music down here. All right, please make sure to use the hashtag #BeanTheKids. Hashtag #BeanTheKids. I'll have to clip some of what happened tonight and tag Brian over on Twitter. Maybe I'll do that as soon as I get off here. Anywho's, and thanks for hanging out tonight. Love to be back on a little bit of a schedule. We stream Monday nights, Tuesday nights, most Thursday nights. And I always say we're going to try on a weekend, but it hardly ever happens. I would like for it to happen on a weekend, but my wife is actually going to go out of town towards the end of this month over a weekend. So maybe we could do like a 24-hour like new account challenge or something with the Bean Bro. All right, guys, thanks for hanging out tonight. We will see you all in tomorrow night's stream. We'll get started at the latest. It'll be 10:30 EST. Usually try to get started between like 10:15, 10:30. I will post a tweet, let you guys know what time, and then it will be a scheduled live stream, so you'll be able to see it. Much love to Morel Watang, grabbing the first stream trophy for the month of November. We'll get him set right in the middle of the Coliseum. Good night, everybody. We will see you all tomorrow.